Hello, I'm Andrew Thompson, CAFRE Technologist at Greenmount Campus. This is a short video to highlight the benefits of regular soil sampling and to look at best practice when collecting your samples. If we now look at the benefits of regular soil sampling, at an approximate cost of 50 pence per hectare or 20 pence per acre per year, soil sampling should not be seen as a major cost to the farm business. At the very least, it provides a baseline for soil fertility. Using the information obtained, soil pH can be identified for the area tested, and if necessary, lime can be applied to correct the pH to the optimum for the crop being grown. This in turn should improve the nutrient availability and improve the soil biology. The soil report will also identify the soil phosphorus and potash indexes of the area tested, and these too can be corrected if necessary to the optimum for the crop being grown. It may be possible to target these soils with slurry or farmyard manures if deemed appropriate. By addressing soil fertility and balancing the nutrients available to the crop, it should be possible to reduce the amount of chemical fertilizer required. This has the benefit of reducing costs to the farm business while at the same time reducing nutrient losses to the environment. Under the current Nutrient Action Programme rules, if applying a high P manure, chemical P fertilizers or anaerobic digestate, you must complete a fertilization plan. Therefore, you will require a soil analysis to identify the crop need and to plan your manure and fertilizer applications throughout the year. The fertilization plan should be prepared early in the season and updated as required. The period of October to February is the ideal time to collect soil samples, as this is a window between applications of autumn and spring nutrients. You can request a sample kit from your local DAERA Direct office. This kit will contain sample bags to collect your samples in, a request form and a prepaid postal envelope to post your samples to the lab. When collecting soil samples, it is worthwhile using a soil auger. There are a number of different types available, but the important thing is to use the correct one for the correct crop. On the left, you can see a box type soil auger. In the centre, we have a funnel type, and on the right, we have a more traditional type. For arable ground, we tend to use a 15 centimetre auger. This can also be used for short-term lays or for reseeding, and for more permanent pasture, we tend to use a 7.5 centimetre auger. The important thing is to try and use the same auger each year, so you're sampling to the correct depth and you're ensuring a more consistent, reliable result. There are also commercial companies available which will collect and analyse soil samples on your behalf. Ensure that they're using a proper accredited lab to do so. They may use an Autosampler to collect these samples. An Autosampler can be seen here fitted to the quad bike. Before starting to collect samples, it is worth having an up-to-date copy of your farm map available. Each field will be clearly identified on your farm map, and this information can be transferred onto your sample bags to avoid confusion later on. We wish to sample 25% of the farm each year, so each block of ground tested can be marked on the map, and then you can follow around in rotation until the whole farm has been tested. One sample can cater for up to 4 hectares of land or 10 acres. This land should be similarly managed and of similar soil type. For example, all ground cut for first cut silage. When sampling, collect 20 to 25 cores over the area to be tested, walking in a W pattern so that the entire area is covered. Avoid areas around drinkers, gateways, troughs and ring feeders, back of hedges or under trees where stock may have gathered. If farmyard manure or lime is tipped up, avoid those areas too. Try to ensure that each core is collected to the full depth. Once you've collected all 25 core samples, Place the samples in a bucket and give a real good mix. This will allow a really good representative sample of the field to be collected. When filling the bag, we need just over 300 grams for a basic sample, and this will typically be between the bottom two white lines on a standard soil sampling bag. Once you've collected all your soil samples, you'll need to complete an analytical request form. You'll need to include the field number and farm survey number of the area tested. If it has a nickname, include that as well. It's important to include the previous crop and following crop going into the area to give proper recommendations, and also to identify which test you want carried out. Include all your details, so your name, address, phone number and email address if you have one. Also include the name and email address of your CAFRE BDG facilitator or advisor. When it comes to payment, there are two options. If you wish to pay by cheque, simply tick the cheque box and include your payment along with your soil samples. If you choose the card payment, tick the card box, but you must include your email address. NRM will contact you via email with details on how to pay with your credit card. Place your soil samples in the prepaid postage envelope. Each envelope should contain 3 soil samples. Remember to include your cheque and your request form, and include these in the envelope along with your soil samples. Then seal the bag and place in the post. In summary, a soil analysis helps the farm to develop a nutrient management plan. It is also essential for anybody wishing to complete a fertilisation plan. Through more targeted use of fertilisers and manures, it will allow the farm to save money at the same time as helping to protect the environment. When sampling, we want an accurate, reliable sample. So sample to the correct depth, sample in a W pattern, taking 20 to 25 samples per area, and one sample can cover up to 10 acres or 4 hectares of a similarly managed area. To request a soil sample kit, contact your local Data Direct office at 0300 200 7840, or alternatively email DearDirect followed by the local office name at dara-ni.gov.uk.